Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Haley, and today I'm going to be showing you how I got this very wearable fall makeup look. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel as well as follow me on Instagram. That way you don't miss out on any future videos. And yeah, if you'd like to know how I got this look, then just keep watching. Okay, so I'm going to begin with the eyes today. I have already primed my eyes with concealer and translucent powder. And for eyeshadow today, I'm going to be using the Copper Spice palette by Morphe. I thought it was very fall appropriate. And to start out, I'm going to be taking this shade right here. And we're just going to kind of work this into the crease. And this is going to serve as our transition. Alright, next up I'm going to be reaching into this brown shade right here with that same Morphe M441. And I'm just going to mostly focus this on the outer part of my eye. And then once there is less product on the brush, then I'm going to start bringing it over. Okay, next I'm going to be taking this pukey yellow color on that same brush, and I'm just going to lightly dust this over the work we just did. I'll give it more of that yellow fall squash vibe. And lastly, for the brown colors, I'm going to be taking this one right here. And I'm just going to use the same brush. It just shows that it's not necessary to use 100 different brushes. One will do just fine. So I'm really focusing this right on the outer corner. If I bring it in further over here, that's going to make it more smoky, and I don't want this to be super smoky. I want this to be wearable. So I'm just going to stop right there. Alright, and once I feel like those are even, I'm going to move on to our lid shade. And I'm going to be keeping it pretty simple today. I'm going to be taking this kind of golden shade right here. And I'm going to be taking that on this Urban Decay brush. This was the one that came with the Naked 2, and I'm using the flat end. And before I dip into the eyeshadow, I'm just going to spritz it with some of my setting spray. And this is also the Urban Decay setting spray. So I'm just going to dip straight into here. You can see, and I'm going to paint it onto my lid. Okay, so once that's on there, I'm going to just take that same blending brush and go over so there are no harsh lines. And that is that, my friends. Super simple. Okay, so I'm actually not going to be using regular liquid eyeliner today. I decided that I wanted this look to be much softer, so instead I am going to take this brown, deep brown shade right here, and on a pencil brush, I'm just going to smudge it along my lash line. Or excuse me, a flat brush. So I'm using this, and this one is the Morphe M432. So it's just very flat. So I'm just kind of pushing. I'm not really swiping, I'm just pushing this in. And now that there's not as much product, I am going to kind of just slightly back and forth blend it out. Okay, and then I'm only doing that on the outer portion. I am not bringing it all the way over to the inner corner. Alright, and then one more time, just going over everything with my fluffy blending brush. Alright, that is the top of the eyes, and then we're going to go ahead and move on to the base. So I'm going to start by priming my face with this Becca Backlight Priming Filter. If you've watched my channel before, you know that I use this all the time. It's a really good for neutralizing, and it's really great if you have dry skin. This one in the winter is like the only one that I use. Alright, next for foundation I'm going to be taking the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. This is in the shade Tawny, and this is a great foundation if you want it to stay in place. So I'm just going to take a little bit on the back of my hand. I usually just stick a Q-tip in there and dot it, but I don't have a Q-tip on me and I'm too lazy to go get one. So this is going to have to do. You waste less product using a Q-tip because I never use all that I put on my hand, but... And then to blend it out, I'm going to be using this IT Cosmetics double-ended brush. This is the only thing I've been using for foundation lately. So I'm just going to stick it in there and just dot around the face. That way you don't use too much. And this does dry quickly, so you have to kind of move with purpose. And this is too dark for my face, but it matches my body, and that's what we're going for. Alright, for concealer, I'm going to be taking the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Medium. And I am just going to do tiny little dots, because a little bit of this goes a very long way. My skin's not terrible right now, which I'm thankful for. Usually I have to like just make my whole chin covered in this, but luckily today it's not that bad. And I'm going to take this Damn Beauty Sponge by Morphe. It's the one with the slanted edge. I need to get a new one because this one's looking a little janky, but still does the job. I'm just going to blend this out back and forth. And the nice thing about doing your eyeshadow first is that your concealer and your foundation kind of clean up the edges of your eyeshadow. So you can kind of get out of the lines a little bit if you need to, which is nice. Alright, and to set everything, I'm going to be taking this translucent powder by Estee Lauder, and I'm just going to dust that all over my face with this Real Techniques brush. And I'm really going to focus it on the under eye, so we can really set that concealer. And this is the only translucent powder I've ever used. It doesn't give flashback, so it's really nice to know when I'm doing like bridal makeup or anything like that. We don't have to worry about getting flashback when you're taking those flash photography pictures. So I'm not going to let that sit for too long. I'm going to go ahead and dust it off right now. All the excess. Alright, so now that we've done our concealer, I'm going to go ahead and finish the bottom part of my eye. And I decided I wanted to add a little bit lighter of a color on my lid too. So I am going to be taking that same brush. And I'm going to use the one next to the one that we used. And I'm not going to get that wet because I don't want it to be super crazy. But I just want it to be a little bit lighter. So I'm just going to gently run that on the very inner corner. And I think I like that a little bit better. Alright, and then to finish the lower lash line, I'm just going to flip this brush over and use the other end. And I'm going to pick up this brown. It's like the second brown we used, or the first brown we used. And I'm just going to gently put this on my lower lash line. Alright, and then taking that same flat brush, I'm going to use the same dark brown we used to line the top to line very tightly on my lower lash. So I'm putting this even on the waterline. That's how tightly I'm doing this. Gets in my contact lenses sometimes. Beauty's pain, right? And then I'm going to blend that out with that same brush that we used. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and repeat that on the other side. Okay, for mascara, I'm going to be using two today. I'm going to be using the Lancome Mascara and the L'Oreal Telescopic. So I like to do the Telescopic first just to kind of separate them all and give them some length. And then I go in with the other one to give some volume. So I'm going to do that really quickly. and now I'm going to be bronzing my face with this Morphe Brontour in the shade Celebutant. And I'm going to be doing that with this Real Techniques fluffy brush. Alright, now that my bronzer is done, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows. I always like to wait until after my bronzer is done to do my eyebrows because it always like messes them up when I do my forehead. So I'm going to just do that really quickly. And I'm going to be using this Anastasia Dip Brow in the shade Soft Brown. And I'm just going to be using an Anastasia angled brow brush. I'm not going to do much, just a little in the sparse areas. And I did pluck them today, but don't judge because I need them professionally done. I just did the middles and a couple crazy ones, but I need them actually done. Just mostly on the tail end is where I do it, and then a little bit up at the front. Alright, and I usually would set them with a clear brow gel. I don't have one at the moment, I'm all out, but what I've been doing is taking hairspray on this and just going through, which isn't the best thing if you want your eyebrows to grow, but I would like mine to stop growing, so that's what I've been doing. For blush, I'm going to be taking this Becca Jaclyn Hill Face palette. I'm going to be using this one. Thought it went with the vibe of the eye, and this is called Amoretto, I believe. So I'm going to be taking that on my E4. Little dab will do ya. I like to put it on my nose and on my forehead. I feel like it balances out my face. I don't know if it actually does anything, but that's just in my head, I guess. Alright, for highlighter, I'm going to be using this Becca highlighter in the shade Opal. And I'm not going to go crazy with the highlighter today. At least I'm not going to try to. Just a little luminosity. And I feel like that's good for today. Who am I? Alright, and then I'm going to put it on my nose and I'm going to highlight my inner corner and my brow bone. I'll be using this Morphe M321 and I'm going to be taking that same highlighter. I feel naked without an inner corner highlight. Naked. Cupid's bow. Moving on to lips. I'm going to be lining them with this Kylie Cosmetics liner in the shade Ginger. It's a real deep reddish, but I'm not going to be using a color. I'm not going to be using the Ginger actual lipstick is what I'm trying to say. So I am slightly overlining. Alright, my camera did cut out, but for lipstick I used Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Ashton, and then I just kind of pat everything in with my finger. And yeah, this is the finished look. I kind of like the lip matte. It complements the eye. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish everything off with some setting spray. This is the Urban Decay De-Slick setting spray. Alright guys, that was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!